Yo, welcome back to the Red or Blue Pill channel, people. Thank you for returning subscribers and members. What we do here, if you are new, is we react to the most disturbing and creepy videos from the internet and we go through the latest. If you like what you see, don't forget to sub up, turn on the notifications, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. With that being said, let's roll.
Video is for entertainment purposes only.
I wish it was peaceful. It's going to be so loud. Look at this stuff, right? Look at the overhanging cliff. Let me show you from a better angle. Even the details here. All the carvings in the wall here. Like, look at that, bro.
Whoa.
Oh, man. This is the coolest place I've ever been in my life. Wow, I didn't know. Look at the elephants the whole way along this. It's like the elephants are carrying this temple on its back. Wow. Bro, this is crazy. You gotta make sure you like this video. Like, take 1 second and it's free to press the like button so this gets pushed to more people. I reckon this is the best history lesson in your life. And I'm not even a history teacher.
That place is unreal, isn't it?
That's what's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? This is more interesting than probably anything else you've ever learned in history in school. It's just fascinating.
They don't teach you that in school, do they?
Wow.
We couldn't build that now.
How's the elephant here? So some of this stuff was destroyed when, for 3 years, when that king, the Mughal emperor, when he ordered the destruction of this place, some of this stuff was destroyed. But the fact that they couldn't destroy most of this is hilarious. Wow. It's made.
You gave them your DNA. You gave them your children's DNA. You handed the serpent the blueprint of your bloodline and called it curiosity. It started with innocent questions. What's my ancestry? Am I part Viking, part royalty? You spit in a tube. You clicked submit. And with that, your entire genetic lineage was handed to a corporation. You didn't just trace your heritage, you entered a system. 23andMe partnered with GlaxoSmithKline, one of the largest pharmaceutical giants on Earth. Then came BlackRock, the trillion-dollar global puppet master, dubbed by some the company that owns the world. Its name, the Blackstone. In ancient rituals, the Blackstone absorbed power, held oaths, marked offerings. They're not just running reports, they're running filters, searching for something rare, something sacred. Davidic descendants, lost tribes, Nephilim markers, the bloodline of Christ or Cain. Your DNA didn't go to storage, it went to sorting. In Babylon, bloodlines weren't just heritage, they were heavenly mandates. Osiris and Isis, siblings married to preserve god blood. Pharaohs ruled by birthright, not merit. Sirius, the star of kingship, marked divine heirs by blood and sky. Today the rites look different, but the goal is the same. Find the chosen, control the rest. Temples became labs. Prophets became algorithms. Your DNA was offered like incense, and BlackRock became the new oracle. The question isn't where you're from, it's what are you worth to those who never stopped
All in the
worshipping
DNA.
blood.
The world that you're seeing isn't the true world. All of this that I'm seeing right now is just a virtual reality. It's like you're born with a headset on playing a video game. That's your reality. But if you're the programmer who wrote the code for the game, you know that there's an entire world outside of it. And as the programmer, you can do miracles.
And do you think we're getting closer to being able to edit the code?
That's exactly what I'm working on right now. And we're opening up a realm of new technologies that are far more powerful than anything we've seen before, like time travel. And nuclear bombs will be like firecrackers.
Will people suffer?
So it's like Pandora's box. There's all sorts of nasty surprises, but they also could be miraculous. But either way, just in the last few months, it started to crack open.
So let's talk about that.
Okay. So according to Darwin's theory, our sensory systems, eyes, ears, smell, touch, are not shaped to show us the truth. They were shaped to keep you alive long enough to reproduce successfully, because seeing the truth takes too much time and energy. And so whatever reality is, it's utterly unlike anything that I perceive.
Well, what does this all mean for the nature of how one should understand their life?
Well, if you're stuck in a boring world, that's a world of your own creation. That's not the real world. And my conscious experiences are nothing but what my brain creates. And so we feel inadequate and we feel like we need to compete with other people, but you're the inventor of this whole thing. You have nothing to prove. And there are much more interesting perspectives that we can take on ourselves. So if you really knew who you are, you would see no need to compare or compete. And if you want to understand the truth of who you are beyond just this headset description of you, then
Manifestation, simulation. And what is this in the sky, peeps? Crazy.
Watch the water.
Watch the water.
No cryptic message here. I'm not going to waste your time. Straight to the point. The documentary's out. The information confirms our worst fears. We were praying that it wasn't going to be this bad. But this documentary has the last missing piece that really puts this whole thing together. I want you guys to spread this message far and wide. Everyone needs to know this information.
Go
May
watch
God
the
be with you
water.
all.
What is that, people? What is that?
There's going to be a huge world emergency or even a state emergency wherever they decide to do it of dark web hackers or even just criminals in general.
Yeah.
They're going to flood 911 with all of these AI calls. 911's not going to know what call to react to. And then they're going to go do their crime. It's going to be like Purge.
What?
Because if the line is full of so much because of AI, because AI could put I could put 1 million, flood your system. How are they going to know what to react to? How do they know what crime is what? How do they know what location to go to?
Right.
If I flood everything on the east city, east side of the city, boom, all the police, all the officers, everyone goes to the east side of the city, Purge on the west side.
Oh my goodness.
That's
what
scary.
the heck?
That could be a thing, fam.
Yo, you can do that probably, right?
They can probably do it right now.
Yeah.
And that's what's scary. That's what's scary. Because what the guy was explaining is he has a warning. Because I think he was someone on the inside that had, I don't know, acquaintances or friends that were part of that underground, crime world.
Yeah.
They were ready to start something like this, to plan this attack, but nobody knows the
That is scary, people. Very, very scary indeed.
Is it worth it? Oh yeah, it's worth it. And we're down.
When you look at Elon Musk, he seems like insane and chaotic from the outside. Why does he have the boring company? That doesn't make any sense. He's drilling all these tunnels underground. Like, why would he do that? Well, if he wants to go to Mars, humans aren't going to live on the surface of Mars. They're going to live underground. So you're going to have to build massive tunnel complexes underground. Well, why does he have a solar company? He's going to have to be pretty good at building power plants, right? So why don't you build large solar fields? Because there's no real estate problems on Mars. So you can build like a 5-mile solar field on Mars if you wanted to. Why does he have all these Tesla bots? You're not going to have 5 million humans show up overnight, but you can ship millions of robots ahead of time and use them as your labor force to help build up everything, and they don't need atmosphere or any of these other things. Why does he have an AI company? Well, you need some sort of intelligence to coordinate and run and terraform the planet. Why does he need a battery powered car company? Because you're not going to be running internal combustion engines. There's no fossil fuels to consume on Mars, so you need battery powered cars to be able to drive them around. It's actually coherent. He probably wrote it all down while high and drunk, and he's like, this makes so much sense. I'm so smart.
According to the CIA, we have superhuman abilities. Watch
So the
this.
CIA released a document saying the universe is a hologram.
They did.
And basically the document teaches you how to access superhuman abilities as well as use your consciousness to shift your reality. I'm breaking down this document section by section, and this is part 4. This section is pretty short but very interesting because it talks about the use of the hemisync. What they notice is by putting people through the hemisync system, they could have people access advanced states of meditation, maybe some states that would take the average meditator 20 years to reach, and they could have them reach it pretty much in 10 to 15 minutes. And these states would be where the left and right brain come into complete coherence, so much so that it seems like the whole body and the brain and heart come into coherence as well. Which, for anyone who's familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, he talks a lot about the power of brain and heart coherence. And for those who don't know, hemisyncing is when you have a different frequency playing in each ear, both between 4 and 7 hertz. And based on what they're saying here, this accelerates your meditative experience
Stay
and can
weird.
help you astral travel or astral project much quicker.
Wow.
TOV.
That's crazy.
The Tinkerbell Mandel
Oh, the
effect
Mandela
was
effect.
real.
Look, the Tinkerbell's back.
Of all Walt Disney's animated classics, the heartfelt story and natural wonders of Bambi seem to touch more people more deeply than any of the fantasy worlds created in his fairy tales. Now, through music, footage, and artwork never before seen by the public, we will celebrate the making of this Disney masterpiece.
2 new seasons. I mean, you can't call it, can you? I think we've got 12 new cloud inventions, and we now have 2 new seasons, people. Look at the size of this bird. I think it's AI. Pretty sure it's AI.
Wow, this is massive news. Just spoken with Harvard professor Harvey Loeb about this interstellar object, 3I Atlas. He's done a research paper and with a couple of colleagues, and they are saying basically the trajectory of it is such that it could be planning an attack on Earth around November, December. This is massive. The science, the data is there. It's got a very low trajectory, which makes it easy to basically launch attacks. And that's where, as far as we're aware, the only inhabited planet in this solar system. He suggests that they could be planning some sort of mission, and we need to be ready for it. Let me know your thoughts.
Aliens
I'm
are
going to be setting
coming.
up a full interview with him next week. We'll do it live here. Thank you for watching.
Earthquakes everywhere, people.
Hey, what?
That is crazy. The Earth is breathing.
Yo, I gotta show you something. Someone sent me a picture saying, ha ha ha, this looks just like you. And I'm like, that's me. That is me. She was like, no, that's Ozzy Osbourne in 1977. Okay, check it out. Ozzy, me. Ozzy, me. Ozzy, me. Can someone explain this?
Oh
Mom?
my God.
God didn't write the Bible. I should probably hold your hand before I say that. Men wrote the Bible. Councils, kings, politicians, the ones that tax the poor people, they wrote the Bible, not God. Look, in 325 AD, Emperor Constantine called the Council of Nicaea not because he had a sudden revelation, no, because his empire was falling apart and he needed one book, one version, one religion to bring it all together. It's called control. That's when they got in there and started editing. Anything about reincarnation? Scrapped. If it gave women power, The Book of Enoch, buried for over 1,000 years. That Bible that you are holding, baby, that is not the word of God. That is a curated playlist of an extensive library. Entire gospels were banned because they taught you that God lives inside of you. So there was no need for a priest or a pope or a pastor. God lives inside of you. Obviously, that terrified the system. When someone tells you the Bible is perfect and exactly how God made it, ask them which version they're talking about. Catholic, Protestant, Ethiopian, because they all have different versions of the Bible. So yes, God, the creator, whoever is in charge of all of this may be eternal, but that book you are holding, it was heavily curated by men with agenda. And all the truth that they left out might be the part that sets us free.
Hey, everybody. So we've got airports shutting down, pilots reporting mysterious glowing objects, and radar signals vanishing into thin air. This is all happening in Turkey. They've been experiencing some bizarre UAP encounters lately. So check this out. Flights at Sabiha Gökçen Airport, sorry if I butchered that, in Istanbul were disrupted due to pilots reporting unidentified objects on their radar systems. These anomalies even triggered collision avoidance warnings, prompting extensive but inconclusive searches by authorities. Also, in a separate incident, a pilot near Gaziantep Airport, again, sorry if I butchered it, spotted a bright glowing object in the sky that wasn't visible on the radar. This sighting led to a temporary shutdown of the whole airport and a massive search operation, but the object vanished without a trace. So while some are speculating these events obviously could be due to drone activity or atmospheric phenomena, No definitive explanations have been provided as of yet, and authorities continue to investigate to ensure aviation safety. Stay tuned for any updates.
Bro, China just went from one-child policy to one-time payment. Because for the first time nationwide, the government is now offering parents around $1,500 as an incentive to have children. And yeah, other countries are doing this too. But the difference is they didn't have a one-child policy, which Chinese officials estimate prevented 400 million births. And if you did have more than one child, boy, are there some horror stories of the consequences. But even after they lifted the 35-year-old policy in 2016, birth rates in China continued to fall to the point where for the last 3 consecutive years, the country's population has declined. The problem is, China is one of the world's most expensive countries to raise a child, according to research released last year. So the question is, do you think $500 a year per child would be enough to make a meaningful difference or not?
I believe the prophecy of the last president to be true because I'm seeing it play out. With my own eyes, I'm seeing the mass awakening. It's here. And the dark side, well, they're grasping at air. They don't know what to do because they can't control everyone anymore. Their lies don't stick to us, so what do? They rebrand. They call themselves woke, literally copying us. The awakened. Let's be very clear. Woke and awakening are not the same thing and have nothing to do with each other. So they call themselves woke, but let's not get it twisted. Woke means indoctrinated, fed pre-approved outrage, ultra programming with false narratives, and what I like to call mainstream brainwashing. I mean, we've already seen the declassified files that MK Ultra mind control was a real thing. So you're telling me that they never continue? They just like, it works, but we're going to drop it. I don't think so. So that's what woke means. But what does awakened means? It means you're tapped into the matrix. You're seeing codes. You're reading between the headlines. And you certainly know the difference between a protest and a setup. And we certainly know the difference between a movement and manipulation. Now, what I'm about to tell you is the reason why the last president prophecy would come into reality. But reality is not set in space-time. We can always manipulate it and change the outcome. Bottom line, they want a civil war. They want you in the streets. They want your energy spent on rage. That way you won't have time to see the truth and you'll be distracted. Here's the thing. Once you awaken, there's no going back. And you don't fall for the tricks anymore. That is what scares them the most. So now you know. And knowledge is power. So let me be clear. If they keep on pushing these organized setup protests, push for chaos, division, and war, that will be the final line. The awakened will not fight each other. We're gonna simply stop playing their game. And once you stop playing their game, they're done. That is the moment there will be no more presidents, because we're finally going to realize that the whole political system is rigged. It's an illusion designed to make us think that we're free. While in reality, up until now, we've only been voting for pre-selected puppets. And when certain people didn't want to be puppets, what happened? The Lincoln assassination, the Kennedy assassination, the Trump attempted assassination. If you don't comply, I've seen this pattern. If it happens once or twice, you can say it's a coincidence. But right now, it's a pattern. So my conclusion is that this is not a democracy. This is a system. This is a program. This is a blueprint passed down from the Anunnaki overlords. Same Anunnaki gods, the same Sumerian gods that created the hierarchical system. A power to enslave humans through systems, laws, and fear. But right now, we are breaking down that code. Don't fall for the civil war trap. This is not a civil war. It's a rebellion against the system, the one they created, not us. So once we stop choosing sides and start dismantling the entire pyramid, that's when it truly begins. Because remember, at the end of the day, we are still fighting wars that are not our wars. They are the Anunnaki wars that are still being played out. So now that you know, knowledge is your power. So do you understand what the last president means now? So what do you think about this prophecy, this premonition, this prediction?
Don't play the game, people. Don't play the game. What in the Godzilla is that? Whoa. Bonkers. Whoa, look how blue that is. Ice blue. Literally ice blue. Wow.
This man invented a piece of glass that enables you to see different things that you cannot see with the naked eye. As you can see on the video, he was able to spot unidentified flying objects in the sky when he sees through the glass. However, when he removes the glass, those unidentified flying objects seem to vanish. They disappear. Somehow this glass provides us insights, a different angle as to what's out there. And really what this means is that UFOs, what we think are UFOs, are always out there. We just don't see them, but they see us. This person was unalived, perhaps by the government, foreign government. Maybe it was non-humans themselves. I don't know, but he had a great invention, and now we don't know who holds the formula for it. Good night.
You should think very carefully before sharing this secret Antarctica video. Right now, you're looking at an object called the ice barrier in Antarctica. And these mysterious videos were leaked on the darknet not too long ago, and they created a huge buzz on the internet. Everything started when Antarctica began to melt, and to the world gradually was opening an incredible picture. The melting of the ice revealed to the world ancient structures that were hidden under the snow. And also there, with the help of satellite, discovered a giant pyramid more than Egyptian 5 times. And this is how it looks from the ground, and it is definitely a man-made object. But the most amazing thing is that a tunnel through a giant glacier was discovered, according to the researchers leading beyond our world. And right now, you can see the giant passage on the screen. But if this is genuine information, then all knowledge of our worldview is flipped 360 degrees. According to experienced scientists, we do live in a big world. Only it is hundreds of times bigger than geography tells us. But now do not hurry to twist your finger at the temple, because there is one video that will change your opinion forever. And to watch it, just write in the search TikTok Mysteries of Antarctica.
The gate. There's the gate. You can see it. Pyramids and snow. Wow. The secret world. I want to go over the ice wall, peeps. I want to go over the ice wall.
In 1978, Vatican archives leaked a single document that sent shockwaves through Ohio's state government. Project Sanctum had been operating in Youngstown since 1952, a joint operation between Catholic leadership and state officials. The classified files revealed that 847 children from Ohio's overcrowded orphanages had been secretly transferred to specialized facilities for what Vatican researchers called spiritual conditioning experiments. These weren't adoptions. They were psychological trials, testing the limits of religious indoctrination on developing minds. Former Ohio Governor James Rhodes personally signed off on each transfer, receiving $50,000 per child from an unnamed Vatican account. The children were told their families had died, then subjected to 16-hour daily prayer sessions, sensory deprivation, and divine revelation procedures involving experimental drugs. Most disturbing, aerial photographs from 1963 show a perfect cross burned into the earth behind the Youngstown facility, visible only from directly above, as if meant for heavenly observation. When families began asking questions in 1979, the facility burned down overnight.
What is going on there? That looks a lot like a X-ray machine.
The guy showed me that the T-Rex originally had wings. Think about that. Wings on the T-Rex. So then you have to wonder, that sounds exactly like a dragon. I asked the fellow, why haven't they updated this? He told me that the museum in New York City has not been updated since 1901. I wonder about when the Rockefellers were buying up all those fossils, why they wouldn't tell anybody that there were dragons flying around us. Kind of something to think about, you know? I mean, they kind of show you on the movies for a reason, to kind of keep you away and keep you deflected. But yeah, this disconnects us everything related to Mother Nature, the Earth, and just our creator, the divine being. This is War of the Worlds, okay? There was a radio broadcast during the 1900s where the government broadcasted an alien invasion to see what people would do and see if they would go nuts. So all it really is MK Ultra. Now, when you get into the whole thing with dinosaurs, they deflect the people with the dinosaurs, but they don't show people dragons. It's on purpose. It's a deflection.
The 6th largest earthquake in human history just struck off the coast of Kamchatka, Russia. Everything I'm going to share in this video is updated at 9:15 p.m. Mountain Time, so this information can become outdated very quickly. This was a photo that was taken 2 hours ago in a small Russian town at the bottom of the Kamchatka Peninsula. It is very apparent at this point this is going to be a major Pacific-wide tsunami. If you live on the west coast of the US, specifically in California, Oregon, or Washington, these are the updated tsunami arrival times, and most of them will be happening late at night or early in the morning. At the time I'm filming this, we are still waiting for Hawaii to get hit, and once that happens, that is really going to be the gauge of how badly the west coast and other areas of the Americas could get hit. Current wave estimates for Hawaii are anywhere from 1 to 3 meters, so anywhere from 3 to 10 feet, but this could change with any location given offshore topography. I will not be posting frequent updates about this. If you need more information, go to usgs.gov or tsunami.gov for the most updated info.
They're going to have to kill most of us off at some point soon, because AI is going to do so much of the work that there's going to be no reason for all these humans to be around who have no purpose other than sitting around watching TikTok. So if you're seeing this video, you're on the list, motherfucker.
Oh, so you thought what was discovered under the Great Pyramids was a one-off thing and we were going to be done with it? Well, guess again, because what was just discovered under Angkor Wat in Cambodia might just blow your minds. And if you guessed the exact same structures that are underneath the pyramids, well, then you guessed correctly. Because yes, these scans have indicated the exact same type structures underneath Angkor Wat in Cambodia. Now, here's the thing. Some suppressed scripts have been translated stating that Angkor Wat was never built for religious purposes. It was in fact grown by an advanced race known as the Star Kings. We're not going to go into that in this video, but here's the other thing. It also states that Angkor Wat is one of 4 world engine sites. One of 4 meaning Angkor Wat, the Great Pyramids, Teotihuacan, and a site that's submerged under the coast of India, off the coast of India. Now, these world engines were meant to ignite during a cosmic alignment, therefore opening a world portal to what is below. I don't know what's below, but I think that's fantastic. Now, these also were supposed to allow everlasting world energy throughout our entire world, as well as transportation and healing. So I find this to be absolutely fantastic news because I believe in the days to come, or at least the months to come, we're going to find out that all these religious sites aren't religious sites, but they're portals. Portals to something beyond our own thought process. Now, tell me what you think. Have you heard this? Drop it in the comments. Remember, I'm not here to tell you to believe one thing or the other, so leave what you will, take what you want. It's up to you. And anything we talk about is for entertainment, education, and learning purposes only, but I want to know what you think because I think a lot of you skepticals are going to be believers soon.
Do you find it odd that when the wind is blowing at 100 miles per hour, that's what it looks like? But on a nice calm day when the earth is spinning at over 1,000 miles per hour, this is what it looks like. Make that make sense.
I do find that odd, you know? I do find that odd that when we're spinning around loads, like really fast, we don't feel the wind. There's a lot of stuff that I find odd, and that's why I do this channel. But that is the end of the show, peeps. So thank you for watching. I appreciate all your support. Let me know what you think of the new layout with me on it, with less talky, more watchy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.